Welcome to No Ideas Original with Shannon and a good brother, Mr. Rob. Today we are joined by Blondie
What's going
Baruti
on?
from the BePerk app. How you doing, brother?
Yes,
Nice to
sir.
meet you.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Nice to meet you as well.
So we're excited to have you here today to talk a little bit about the app. But before we get into discussing the app, I did want to, we talked a little bit behind the scenes, and I did do some research and look you up. And I want to talk a little bit about the journey of how you went from the Congo to Hollywood, and now it seems like Silicon Valley. What was that like?
Well, it's been like a very, very long journey. I was born in the Congo, and when I was 10 years old, my mom and my sister, we were involved in a civil war, and we had to run over 500 miles, and it took us about 18 months, through the jungle of the Congo to survive civil war. And I was only 10 years old, and it was one of the toughest journey of my life, of our lives, because I wrote a book. The jungle became part of me. What I meant was, at the beginning, it was very, very hard, because to live in the middle of nowhere, through the jungle of the Congo. But after a few months, after 2 or 3 months, it became normal. It became a new home, which is not normal. Which is not normal to live in the middle of the jungle.
Sure.
So I wrote a book like the jungle became part of me, and then after 18 months through the jungle of the Congo, somehow we survived. I lost all my friends, and even until today, my mom asked me, I was like, I still don't know how you survive, because you were falling sick every week, and we had no medicine, but somehow you keep hanging there, you keep surviving, you keep fighting, and here we are. And then we moved to the west coast of the Congo, and that's when I started like learning how to play soccer with my friend. And because if you're an African kids, everyone plays soccer, but I was a little bit too tall to keep playing soccer, and my friend pushed me to learn how to play basketball.
Nice.
And yeah, then I picked up basketball, and I just fell in love with it, and I started practicing every single day. And I wrote a book. I used to walk. First of all, like when I first moved to the US in '08, when I was 17 years old, I was introduced for the very first time to GPS, and I started to think, okay, here to there, it's 1 mile. So how many miles I used to walk back home, So
I got that. I can do that.
Oh my goodness. So
Wow.
I can imagine I used to walk close to 12 miles a day from home to school to basketball practice, pickup game with my friends, pickup game, and walk all the way back home, every single day. And it was normal. And when I used to tell my friend that one day I'm gonna go to the US, I'm gonna play college basketball, they were like, you are nuts, you are crazy, because it doesn't happen. I used to walk pretty much. I used to play basketball with pretty much no shoes on, and outside in 110 degrees, But
Wow.
and
So
and
your crossover is deadly, huh?
yeah, yeah. And then when I'm telling my visions to my friend, like one day I'm gonna go to the US, I'm gonna play college basketball, I'm gonna make it to the NBA, and they were like, this guy's delusional, he's nuts, he's crazy. I was like, no, I'm gonna make it happen.
That's
And
right.
I knew the best way to get there was I had to get myself ready for it. So which means I had to sacrifice, I had to walk 10 miles a day to practice every day, to shoot around every day, to just get ready whenever the opportunities, comes out. So
Come out. That's
and
right.
then come on, and then somehow one day this guy came to me. His name was Dr. Lisa. It was like, I've been watching you in the last couple months, and your offense suck, but your defense is very, 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 very good. And he was like, in basketball, we can teach you how to be a better offense player, but defense, not too many players like to play defense.
That's
And
right.
for you to be so comfortable playing defense, because I used to just block like 10 blocks a day. She's blocking and she's getting like 20 rebounds. That's what
Nice.
I just wanted to block shot and get rebound. That's what I wanted to do all day. Like I didn't want to score. I just wanted to block shot and get rebound. And then he had a friend here in the US. They contacted me, and and I was very, very lucky. I was offered basketball scholarship, to come to a prep school, and then I came down here, and and a lot of things happened. Like during my life. America was like a different type of jungle that I had to go through, to get here.
That's
but
right.
I survived, and
Yes,
I play high school basketball, and I got a bunch of scholarships, and I decided to go to Tulsa University. And it was a small private school, and I went there, and then I double major in college, business management and theater. And then right after my freshman year, I broke my ankle, and that was the end of them. And the doctor told me you had to let it go. And I was like, okay, so what's next? Basketball is over. So what's next? We gotta find another way. We gotta find another way to try to survive. So I was like, okay, why not write a book? And I told my friend, I'm gonna write a book about my life, and it's gonna be a successful book. It's gonna inspire people, and we're gonna make a movie out of them. You're like, you don't even speak English. How you gonna write a book? I was like, I'm gonna write it down.
I'm gonna do it. That's right.
I'm gonna do it with my broken English. And I just started writing it down my sophomore, junior, and senior year. And I wrote over 700 pages. Just my feelings, how I felt, in a certain situation. And I graduated on May 12, 2014, and I moved to LA. It was on Saturday, and then I drove to LA that Monday morning. I was like, I'm gonna go to LA. And even when I told my friend, like, I'm gonna go to LA, I'm gonna tell my story, I'm gonna become an actor. They were like, you 6'7", 6'8", you have a heavy accent. How are you gonna make it to Hollywood? I was like, I'm gonna make it happen. Just watch. And I drove to LA, and then I came to LA, and my first audition ever as an actor, I booked a pilot for ABC as a lead. And then from there, I met the head of Disney, Bob Iger, and they took me in, kind of gave me like teach me how Hollywood works and stuff. And then I was in the Guardian of the Galaxy, the second one. And then I shot like another pilot as a lead. It didn't get picked up. And then now the book came out in 2018. Now we're making we're developing like a movie and couple TV show based on the book.
Nice.
So here we are now. So
nice, man. They better believe you, man. You keep telling them
journey.
Hey,
that's
man,
a journey, man. He got a story and a half, man.
Man, when I got the first copy of the book, I took a selfie and I go like, and then I did like a group chat. Then I sent it to all my friends, and all I said was like, I told you.
I told you.
That's
right. That's right.
That's right. Like, this guy's unbelievable. So yeah.
That's how you do it, man.
Mm-hmm.
So when was the app developed, and what led to you creating the app?
Okay, I've been in the US for 12 years, and I've been an African American, but I'm still Black, and I feel I am part of a Black community. Because right. we all come from the same place.
That's right.
So I'm looking at America in a different perspective. I see. There's I have a lot of African American friends, and I just based on what I know best about America, they feel the fastest way to be successful, you gotta play football, basketball, you gotta play sports, you gotta do music, right. or you gotta do drugs. And it's a stereotype. It's something like people are so it's a comfort zone that most of African American kids feel like no, right. We gotta make it to the NFL and for me that's a ticket. And for me, as an African guy who I never had like so much opportunity like in my life, and I came to the US and I see it's like there are plenty of things you can do in the US to be successful.
That's right.
A lot.
That's
like
right.
a lot.
That's
so
right.
For me, I was like, okay, and then I looked I've been studying because I'm very, very thinking mind kind of guy. And I look at the NBA, we only have one Black owner, which is Michael Jordan. The rest are Caucasian men.
And he's partial owner. He ain't 100% owner, right?
Yeah.
He ain't 100%. Yeah. He's partial owner. That's right.
And we have a NFL. It's all white owners. We go to NHL, all white. We go to all the 5 major sports. It's all white owners. That's and right. Then we go to social media. Since the beginning of social media, since the age about social media, MySpace, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, WhatsApp app, and now a Chinese-based company, TikTok, we never had a social media that was built by men of color. And I can make an argument today that we are the fuel that make those social media successful. Without a black culture, Instagram would not be as successful that they are today. Without black culture, Snapchat, TikTok, or Twitter would not be as successful that they are today. So why not have at least one that was created by a man of color or women of color? So that was one. So that was one of the motivation. I was like, okay, I'm gonna build something to represent people of color. I'm gonna build something to represent the black community that we also can build. Stop thinking of a man of color as just an athlete, just drug dealers or just entertainers.
Look at a full spectrum of what we do, who we are.
Exactly. Look at us like in a different ways. So that's one of the things that I'm really trying to push. Behind BePerk, I was like, BePerk will represent, a different thinking of men of color. And another one was, I'm an immigrant and I've been in the war, and during war, I was looking for something that can give me some hope like I will survive this, I will be okay with this, but I didn't have that. So I know how, and there are a lot. There are like a lot of kids who are left behind in the Congo, in the Middle Eastern, in South America, or even here. So I want them to see BePerk, the app, and say, if Blondie, who was one of us, made it out to this situation we have found ourselves in, or went all the way to the US, he built an app, a social media app that everyone is using today. That means I can do it as well. So I want, and whenever God blesses this company to become a very, very successful app, we're going to make sure that we open a nonprofit that will dedicate to go to every country like affected by war, in Africa, in Middle East, in South America, or
right here in the Bronx, and here, wars and towns.
And to say and to show to like this app was built by a guy who was in the war. So that means you got to hang in. You just gotta find it. You gotta find something like you're really passionate about it, and give your 100% effort into it. It was not easy for me to build BePerk. It took me 3 years of my life. It was very, very hard, very, very, very intense. But I keep hanging it. I keep investing everything I had on it, and because I wanted to own it 100%, so I can show to the world it was built by a man of color and he owned it 100%. So that's what I was.
So how you think the functionality, and you got to draw people, drawing people and drawing traffic to this app. How is that going to work in today's climate? Because there's so like TikTok, everyone jumped on that because you're singing on it. Everyone has a little jingle thing you got to put to it. So what would it be for you to draw traffic to your app?
Okay, for my app, if you look there, like people are so tired of being censored. There's a lot of algorithms. So my app doesn't censor anyone. We are giving the user the power. You are in control of your life. You decide what you want to see. You decide what you don't want to see, and you decide how long someone is allowed to view your content. And that way, I believe that we'll be able to minimize all the negativities, because today on all the social media, I can't really say the name, all the social media, it's not about the picture anymore. It's not about the images anymore. It's about what's around it. How many followers he has, how many likes he get, how many comments he get, and it's killing a lot of kids. Kids are like getting like a mental health, like a anxiety, judging and pressure about social media. No, I gotta build followers, I gotta build likes and blah 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 to make myself look, And on BePerk, you decide if you want to show your followers or followings. You decide if you want to show your likes, comments, views. You decide even what you want to see on your app. So we are placing the full power, the full control in users' hands, like power back to the users. You set the tone, you dictate, you are the driver, of your own social media platform. That's what separates us with different
Right.
platforms.
Platforms to give an ability for a person to do what they want, when they want, how they want, not be
Exactly.
sensitive, not
Exactly.
having people. I'm shutting you down because you done said you're not supposed to use that word.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, we
I've
do not
gotten
have that.
I've
Yes.
gotten a couple of those, which was
So
good.
let
I
me,
understand.
let me ask you this for like, because you mentioned the algorithm. And one of the things that's interesting to me, because I downloaded the app, you know, and I've used the app, I signed up and everything. And I think the algorithm to me for like other apps is a pain in the butt, right? Because you're subjected to seeing all these things, you know, based on what they believe you like from what you previously viewed or whatever it is. But I'm just wondering, without an algorithm in place, have you gotten any feedback, or are there instances where people need to be able to see something to know what it is that they don't want to see, if that makes sense?
Yes. At this point, we're using we're not using too much of an algorithm. We're using it just like maybe 1 or 2% of them, which is we placed it where you can find friend of a friend in the exploring page. That's the only thing that we're offering, you know, with algorithm. So that's the only way you can find algorithms in BePerk. When if you follow someone, you can see their friends, so you can connect it to their friends. That's the only, you know, that's the only thing that we have, you know, on BePerk.
As used for as algorithm. That's the usage of algorithm. Okay.
Yes, because people like it's a community. You need to see a friend of a friend, you know, people that you follow. You know, a picture that you like. You see, you know, a friend of yours like the same picture, so it popped on your exploring page. So that's what we have in it.
Let me ask you this: how does one get from
because excuse me, because in a different platform, like think about it, whenever you say something, like you're trying to buy something, it
picks up. I'm like,
yeah, it
type
pop
of
right
bullshit
there.
is this?
Yeah, it popped right there, like in front of your face. So they use it, like, and if you see, like, you can follow like 800 people, but every time you look at your account, you come back, you pretty much see the same people that they want you to see.
Right.
You know, the most popular page. Right. You know, it's right there. Maybe the first 20 of them. They are dictating how, you know, they are dictating what they want you to see exactly.
Right. How frequent is frequency. You know what I'm saying? Yes. It's repetition. Everything is built in repetition. How often are you going to this one spot?
Exactly. You know, and we do not have that on BePerk. You know, you literally like control what you want to see, you know, on your page.
From a process standpoint, you know, and I have no software development experience. I'm throw that out on the table. How does one go from an idea about I want to create an app to having an app fully developed? Like, what's that process like?
Well, it was I'm a Christian guy. You know, I pray a lot. I love Jesus. I am not afraid to say it. You know, and one day I was praying. I was like, God, help me to create something. Give me an idea of creating something new, something no one ever done before. I know there are 7 billion people on earth, but I want you to put something in my head like you haven't put it in anyone's head before. You know,
nice.
Then I slept, and then I woke up with.
That's a good question to ask. Yo, God, throw something in there that no one's ever. I need a fresh one, a brand new idea.
Exactly. So that was me, and then I woke up and I came up with one idea, which it was so expensive to build. It might cost me like maybe 20 million to build, but that's maybe along the line. Then I told God, I was like, okay, that's good, but I
gotta simplify this just a little bit, son.
Just a little bit, and then I think it was like a week later, and I came up with this idea about BePerk. I said, why not build an app that gives users full control over their page, plus they set a timer of how long they want someone to view their contents. Like, we have 2 set of timer. I don't know if you went through the app. It's like 2 set of timer. We have an expiration and a duration. You know, they both work together. You know, it's very, very like very, very complicated, complicated app, but it's so fun when you get used to it, So I came up with the idea. I drew it, I drew it down like, okay, let me design this. Okay, let's hide this. And then I hire a big software company. I called them and said, hey, I want to build this app. What's the process? And then they gave me they told me how much it's gonna cost and blah blah, and we should start building and like every single. But I had to be part of the process. I had to design the app with them. And it took me about it took me over 2.5 years to build.
Wow.
It was very, 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 it was very, very hard, very,
Right.
very hard. So, but we got it done.
Nice.
We got it done. And then the thing is, like the first 8 months, because they wanted to work at night, so we would start working like at 9:30 p.m. all the way to 5 a.m. in the morning, Monday through Friday. And then I had to get up in the morning, and then I had to go to work because I work for Disney.
Right.
I had to go to work. I was like sleepy, and then I get home around like 5, and then go straight to bed and wake up like at 9:30, 10, and do it again for 8 months. But I knew it's gonna be worth it. I knew this app represents the voice of Black community. Like we are the voice that we can build, we can support one another. So that was my mind. That was something that was pushing me so hard, to get it done.
Nice.
Well, I tell you this, Shannon is the only guy able to download it, brother, because it's not on Samsung. I'm a droid.
I know.
There's a lot of Black people on droids, brother.
I know.
I'm sure you're probably working on that, but I was paying attention to some of the comments and reviews, and one person said, she really enjoyed the group feature that you have on there. And based on all of your reasoning of doing this, having groups, because I use groups on Facebook, just to throw that out there. When people from all different areas, like there's a Bronx group in there where people are just throwing old pictures of the Bronx, just stuff that I remember growing up as a kid. You know what I'm saying? And in this platform, your group feature, explain that to me.
Yeah, the group feature was like, at first when we were testing the app, it was only like one person, and we invited like 100 people into the app, to test the app with us. And 95% of those people, they were like, no, you gotta have a group chat. You gotta have people can create their own group where they can always talk about, about their friends. Right. So I was like, okay, great. So that group chat costs about, I would say like maybe like 3,000 to build, just a group chat, like 3,000 or 4,000 to build, But it was like at first it was just like, for me it was just like, let's just have one. One-on-one conversation, but the people's voice told me, no, you got to have it. You got to create a group chat, So we built that, and then somehow like people really love that group chat. So
yeah, the person really liked it, man. I was like, okay.
Yeah. You can invite like as many people as you like, and you just start talking whatever you want to talk about it. So,
right, and that's a good way to bridge the gap, with our culture and your culture. That's where you start, especially on social media, starting little groups like that, wanting to know about the Congo, and I can take you through the Bronx any day of the week. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you do it, for real. Nah, keeping it real, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, BePerk, for me, BePerk is like when all the social media began started, like, we are way advanced than when they first began. Like when, on the other side, it started like in 2010, 11, I think. It's not even the same level. We try our best to match whatever they have today. We try our best. We're not there yet. It's
right.
We keep developing the app. Whenever we start like opening up for investment, we're gonna start building the app, making it better, and because we have like a long list of features that we want to add to make it even more powerful than it is right now. But we're gonna take our time, until we start getting a little bit more investors, and then we're gonna start building it.
How do you grow a social media app though? Because you think about it, like there's for social media apps, you see like people they'll have like viral moments where like TikTok was able to take off based on viral moments. You may have like a celebrity endorse it. It just seems like it's like a hit or miss type thing. But like, what are the strategies one would use to grow a social media app? Because essentially, you got to get people to move away from all the common apps they've previously been using.
Yeah, which is it's a challenge because people are so comfortable with what they have, with something they've been using for years. Now we trying to present them, hey, look at this new app, BePerk, we are much better. Give us a chance, So, and then the one I just mentioned, they were I shouldn't say lucky, but they blew up because of the pandemic. Everyone was locked in the house, and people were looking for something fun to do. They're like, oh, so let's try this new app. You can sing, you can dance, you can practice for like 2-3 hours before you post it. So, and for me,
you can fully express yourself and not get flagged and taken down.
Yeah, and for me, for BePerk, what I'm always referring to, like, I know I have God with me. I know I have Jesus on my side because He brought me all the way from the Congo to build this app for a reason. And I know I'm counting on my people, to come out and help me out. So Justin Bieber and Jack Dorsey, the creator of Twitter, they were the first people who came out and endorsed it. Well, I gotta say IG. They were the first one to come out and endorse it, and we are hoping like one of ours, we come out and then support us. So. So we see. And right now, we only got one Caucasian white guy who's a big influence on TikTok. And
Caucasian, right? Caucasian. They're not
Caucasian.
white. They're not white.
Caucasian.
They're not white.
Yeah, he's already on board. He's using the app right now. And he blasted last night. He was like, hey, follow me on this new app, which is something that I'm hoping like our people can come, let's try to support somebody else, like other race do. They don't want anything back, they just want to support. Like this guy, he has 1 million followers on social media, but he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna support you.
Try something new.
Let me and we're hoping on that. So and so far we have a ton of users, based on that one post based from a Bole alerts, and it just helps. So like a lot of people just jumped in the app and they're using it right now. So now we're hoping that one public figure will come out and then just endorse the app and just to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Nice.
So another attribute that I noticed in the app, and I'm not, I don't know much about Snapchat. I know very little about Facebook. I use Instagram. I use Twitter a little bit, but it seems like that you were able to kind of dig into the good attributes of the things that people like about other apps and find a way to incorporate them into your app. Can you talk a little bit about what that process was like?
The thing is, like, I was like, okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 social media apps on my phone. And I have like a different followings, different crowd of followers, from if I want to post something on Instagram and I had to get out and then go send it out there as a tweet and then on Snap. It's like, I was like, okay, so why not just have all of them in one? So you can just put it all together for the people instead of going like different apps. I was like, okay. And it was I'm telling you, it was hard to build this app. It was extremely hard.
I'm thinking logistically, like, how do you connect that to that and make it?
It was the coding was so hard because you gotta connect it all together at the same time. Right. So we have a place where if you want to post a photo or video, you can't. If you want to use it as a Snapchat, you can. On your group chats, on your posts, you can't. You can. If you want to use it as Twitter, okay, I'm not gonna post any post. I just want to send out my thoughts. Just let people what's my You can write it down, and you can even put a timer on it. How long you want someone to read it? So I'm gonna write this, and I'm gonna put 5 minutes, And when you publish it, your followers want to get notification. Shannon just post a perk, or Shannon just posted a picture. View it before it expired. So at least you get a shot at it. At least you got it. He posted. So you go there, you click on it, you read it, and then after 5 minutes, it disappears. So it kind of like a combination of all of them in one. So to make it easier for people instead of using like a multiple, apps. So that's why.
Yeah, you consolidate it.
Yeah. Someone, one of our users say it's the most innovative social media app ever made, because to have it all in one, it's unthinkable. It was like, I was like, well, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it.
You asked for the idea. Give me something.
Yeah.
And you got it, son. You got it, man. You talked good. You talked about. I don't mean to cut your wisdom, Sean. You talked about nonprofit, man. How is that? Are you looking to teach some of the your family, your friends back home about apps and trying to bring that knowledge here?
For my goal is, whenever app become a very successful app, to open a nonprofit. The nonprofit will be focused on helping immigrant kids around the world to seek an asylum, like I did, because I am under an asylum, political asylum. So the nonprofit will be raise money to go to like Iran, Iraq, to go to Venezuela, to go to Argentina, to go to the Congo, to go to different part of the world, and here in the Bronx, to show kids like this app was built by one of you guys. How can we do to help you to get there? Right. If it's seeking asylum for you to come to the US or go to Europe, the nonprofit will fund it for you to get you out of the situation so you can make something happen for your life. So that's why that'll be one of my biggest accomplishments I will ever do in my life. Just to be that voice for those kids, because you might hear about war, you might hear about being in the poverty, but being in the middle of them where all you hear 24 hours is the sound of AK-47 again and again and again, boop, boop, bomb, like boop, boop, boop. It was.
I can only imagine, and Shannon and I can attest to hearing just a gun war in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
But the consistency of that, son.
Yeah, it's the
PTSD that we got, son, is
crazy. And it affects me until today, because if someone come behind me just clap hard, I jumped really hard. I really get scared and then my heart started beating really fast. Because it was, and plus I was 10 years old, just to live in that kind of. So I'm just like, I want this nonprofit.
Baby, man. You was a baby, son.
I want this nonprofit, this company to really be the voice, to those kids. Like, hopefully one day we can select like family. Okay, we have these kids. Well, the nonprofit going to pay you $30,000 a year. Can you take them in with you? Right. All over the US or here or in France or Belgium. Can you? We're going to sponsor these kids, but he need a family, and the nonprofit going to pay you $30,000 a year. To take care of them.
Take care of them. That's it. Show them the world, son.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one of my biggest hope, for this company.
God bless you. God bless you, bro.
My children tell me, they say Facebook is for old heads.
Yeah.
They say Instagram kind of falls in the middle with everybody, and Snapchat is for young folks. Do you have like an age demographics that you're looking at to target this app to?
For the age demographic, we have BePerk will be more for younger people and older people. How? Because if you really look at the functionality, it's mostly built for public figures, for celebrities, where they can start tease their fans. They can pull like, okay, I'm gonna make a post, and in expiration you pull like, or maybe never use the expiration. You just use the duration, and you pull like 2 seconds on it or 3 seconds on it. And you go to the next page, you decide not to show the timer, and you publish it. And when it's out there, your fans, they click on it. Oh, this is great. oh, the picture. And then after 3 seconds, poof, it's out. We're never going to see it again. You know, and
flash.
think about, yeah, they're like, oh,
you're teasing them, son.
It's teasing people, you know. So it's gonna be one for like your public figure, like your, 30 above, 25, 20, you know. And then for younger people as well, it's gonna be something for fun for them to use. For young people, it's mostly like, I wanted to protect the upcoming generation in social media world where I don't know, Sean, if you use the app for 8 straight minutes, it's gonna ask you to take a break.
No, I haven't, but I got it.
Yeah, if you use it for 8 straight minutes without Xing out, the app will ask you, would you like to take a break? And if you click break, the app will shut down on you. You will not be able to use it, no matter what you did. You know, you're not gonna use it. So I was like, let me give that to kids, so where parents can literally like shut it down. Okay, you gonna take a break, from social media, and they can shut it down for up to an hour, and then the kids will be loving. Go ahead.
Right, go ahead. Nah, go ahead, brother. Finish.
Yeah, and then the kids will start our kids will be loving the app because they start playing with their, with their, let's say like in a group chat, I can send my boyfriend or girlfriend for a picture, and then I'm gonna put like 2 minutes on it, and then I'm gonna hide the timer, and he or she don't know how long that picture has until it expires, and then they can't even take a screenshot. If they take a screenshot, you're gonna let them know.
You can't even take screenshot. Oh, damn, son.
So you don't know how long that picture has until it expires. So you enjoy as long as it lasts. So it's kind of it's kind of a combination for all ages, like young and old. So
that's good. I totally forgot the question I was gonna ask now.
Well, I was gonna ask you, so there's the ability to privatize pics, privatize followers, privatize who's following you, and comments. What do you say if somebody says, well, isn't the nature of social media to be social? Why would a person want to have all of these things private and still be on social media?
Yeah, it's a social media. It's where a place where everyone meets, talk about. You post a picture, people commenting on it, and it hasn't made the same in a recent year. People talk to you, people deal with you based on how many likes you get, how many comments you get, how many followers you get. And not everyone is Kim Kardashian. Not everyone is Kanye West. Not everyone is, Uncle Snoop Dogg, which I'm hoping like he will use the app. Not everyone is Uncle Snoop. So some people have 100 followers. Some people have 200 followers. So I just feel it's not fair to judge people based on how the social media look. So I wanted to give people more options. If you don't feel comfortable showing how many followers and followings you have, you can make it private if you want to. It's up to you. You are the driver. The power is in your hands. If you want to privatize your comments, only you can see how many comments, who's commenting on it. It's up to you. Or you can make it public if you want. Or you can only allow the people that you follow to comment on your post, but the public's still gonna see it, but only people that you follow will be able to comment on it. So I call BePerk the rebirth of social media, which is something like, we are fighting bullies, we are fighting anxiety, we are fighting pressure, we are fighting, all the negativities, judging people. And at the same time, we wanted to make it fun for people to use. So that's why we're offering, we're placing the full power, in users' hands. You decide how you want to be, how you want to be viewed through social media.
Right.
This is what
exactly
you're talking about also.
Yes,
so this is
exactly.
what you get.
If you click break, it's out. You would not be able to use it.
That's cool.
I wanted to piggyback off of that 8-minute cutoff because in today's world where everyone has their phone in their hand, man, and for a device to say, yo, you want to continue on, you might want to shut this down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it sends a message to yourself Yo, I've been on this thing for long. Some people are on their phone for hours, B.
Exactly.
They can have it at 100% by the time they off it's at 3%. Like,
exactly.
But it's been in your hand.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That alone, you know, instituting that alone and giving people an opportunity to think something differently, I like that. I think that's a healthy feature, man. I think that's good, man, because people, especially like my daughter, who keeps her phone in her hand 24 hours a day, and for something to tell you, put it down.
Yeah. Then Shannon, if you go to your settings, it's going to ask you how long you want to shut it down. It says 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, up to 1 hour. Like, we want you to use BePerk messages. We want you to use it, but we don't want you to spend your whole day in it. You got different things to do, take care of your life. But we want you to use it. You know, at the same time, like, hey, you got other things to do. You know, take care of, so that's pretty much
No, I agree. I think that's a great feature, and you know, listen to you explain. You know, that helped me understand the rationale as to why people may want to block some of that stuff. Like, there is a lot of pressure in society around, well, how many followers do you have? It's sad because social media has impeded people from having the ability to make a friend in real life, because they equate having friends on social media to being a more valuable, than having a physical connection with somebody and having a friend. So people have lost the ability to connect outside of our devices.
Social media.
Another interesting feature about the app to me also is that one of the things that I've noticed is that there are a lot of people on social media that they spend a substantial amount of time cleaning up their feed. Like, they'll post some pictures based on how much of a response they get from pictures. They may take the picture down, repost it later, or whatever it is. But with having the timer and everything in place, you could pretty much keep a clean interface on your own solely by having the timer put in. Like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna leave this up for whatever amount of time. Somebody likes it, they like it. If they don't, it'll just go away. I don't have to go back and delete.
Exactly. And then Shannon, after the timer expire, your followers won't be able to see it again, but you will still have access to it. And the app will ask you, would you like to repost it, or would you like to save it? And if you keep save, you're gonna save the picture, and you maybe like repost it later on and change the timer and repost it again. So you kind of like you kind of like dictate like everything, like you dictate like how to set the tone on your profile. And then if you see on your profile, if you hold the profile sign for 2 seconds, there's a shortcut. Yeah. That's a shortcut. You know, where you can go to like
you got
you can go like
perks, message,
perks,
my 24, explore, search, followers and following.
Yeah, it's kind of like a shortcut to everything. You know, it's saying like you exit, you just hold it and then poof, you go in it. And then my 24 is only like around your profile page. You know, something you can post for like 24 hours if you want to. You know, something like wanted to add it in it. You know, so it's the rebirth. You know, it's something like no one ever done. And I'm very proud to be a Black man to build this thing, so I can show to the world. I would make sure everyone on this earth know this app was created by men of color. You know, we can do more than just playing sports, music, drugs, or entertainment. No, we can be in technology. We can build what they can build as well. No, we can do it. You know, so hopefully that way it will help the upcoming generation of kings and queens. Like, hey, that app was built by a Black man, so that means we can build something too. So let's.
That's right. Epigenetically, we got it all in us anyway. So let's just start pulling out them features in us, man, and live our life.
Exactly.
We're supposed to live our life.
Exactly.
So is the goal for the app to eventually get to a point where you guys have like initial public offering?
Public what?
An initial public offering? Like, are you seeking investors? Do you want to have like sell shares of it, like something like that?
Right now, yes. In the future, for right now, we are more focused on growing the company. You know, and we only got like 6 people emails that, hey, we would like to invest in your company, and we got someone who's taking care of that. You know, talking to them, but we're not ready to take money right now, which is, if it's a big money, yeah, but
don't turn no check down, bro.
Yeah, but for right now,
but all money ain't good money too. So
yeah, and then for right now, it's like, how can we grow this company? Because the money will come. If we focus on money, we're not gonna go anywhere. It's like, how can we put this thing out there to the world to see? We want to grow our users, we want to grow our brand, and then we start like getting people's money. Because at some point we're going to have to do it, because I want to be able to afford it, because the server will get expensive. We've got to keep paying the developers. We got to keep paying people are working on the app. So we're gonna need money for sure.
Yeah. Here's another cool feature of it also. Like every now and then you'll get a pop-up that asks you, do you want to share it with other people?
Yeah.
It's another feature in the app as well.
You can also like turn it off if you want. It's up to you. Okay. So yeah.
For apps, like so for a person to make money from apps, what do you make money from? Based on ads? Like how does that work?
If you see on IG, okay. If you see on IG, every 4 posts there's a sponsor. Every 4 posts is a sponsor. I don't know if you saw on Blackout Tuesday that they were exposed, because all you saw was
black
post because everything was so black, and all you see was like ads, and that's how they make their money. And then the way BePerk we make money, we're gonna do it totally different. I don't want to put anything out there right now because it's part of the team, but we have a different way.
Right.
We're gonna do ads, and most of the money will be donated to a lot of nonprofits. So we're gonna do it like totally different than other people. It's gonna be like a different ball game where people, we want to create more contents to help kids around the world. And so yeah,
we had
go ahead.
We had in a previous episode, we had a fashion designer, Willie Esco, who had an opportunity to work with different fashion lines and brands and things like that. And one of the things that he mentioned, which I think is also something that I think about when it comes to something like an app, because I've seen it happen before, he was saying how larger corporations or larger brands come in and they see what you have going on, they see your idea, they embrace the idea, and what they want to do is that they want to either pull you in under the tent and make you a part of whatever the team is, or they want to pull you in and kill whatever your app is. So I'm saying that sort of as background to the next question, right? There have been apps that have been standalone apps that these larger people like Facebook or whoever it is, they come along, they swarm in and they be like, you know what, I'm gonna buy a Kick or whatever it is. I'm interested in purchasing these apps and bringing them under the umbrella. There's a story behind your app that a lot of people don't have behind their app. What would be your comfort level if one of these larger Facebooks or somebody came in and was like, BePerk is a wonderful product. Blondie, you have an amazing story. We want to purchase BePerk from you. How would you, with so much blood, sweat, and tears and a story behind it, how would you proceed with something like that?
As long as I will be running this company, as long as if I'm not alive anymore, my wife, my future kids and daughters start running this company, BePerk will represent hope to a lot of people around Earth, in Africa, Middle Eastern, South America, America, everywhere. And I don't see myself selling this company no matter what.
Nice.
Now, it will represent the culture, like a black man built that. It's a black-owned social media company that was built by people of color. So we can't,
can't give it away.
We can't. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. It's more than just me making money. For me, it's more than just me making. It's an a hope for people. I want this company to give people like strength. Like, yo, he did it. It's a black man who did it. So yes, I'm gonna do it as well. I'm gonna make things happen because Blondie come from the Congo. He was in the jungle. Ran 500 miles. 500, close to 2 years. And he did it. That means I can do it as well. You know, I have no excuses. So I just don't see myself selling this company. Even though they offer me 10 billion, I just don't see it.
Nice.
That's dope.
Yeah, so it's definitely a connection and definitely a story associated with it. You see the blood, sweat, and tears that go into it. You know?
Because
make sure you put that on the. I need to be on a bio somewhere. Bio somewhere, son. What you been through, dude? For real.
Yeah. For me, it's just like they're gonna buy it, shut you down, and kick you out, and change it to their own, and you kind of disappear.
Okay.
You know, somebody's like, so what's the meaning of me building you, putting all my heart into this? You know, so what's the meaning of this? What about the kids who are left behind? Because they're not going to talk about them anymore. You know, they're not going to talk about BePerk, we represent the hope to them anymore. No, it's dead. You know, and I don't want to be that selfish because I was there. I know how it feel. You know, I know how it feels. So I'm just like, no, a few people already asked me, and I was like, I just don't see it happen.
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
That's right.
Yeah, it just seems like it's. I've heard of it happening so many times in the tech game.
Oh, a lot.
Somebody develop something, and somebody comes along and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna snatch you. You hear
first bidder. First bidder, son. I'm selling.
Required.
You know, but it's not gonna happen. I just don't see it.
I think Rob just made a really good point, though, you know, saying like, you know, having your story, like really attaching your story to it. And I know you and the app are two different things. You have a life outside of the app and everything, but sitting here listening to you talk about it and the passion associated with it, you know, it really is it draws you into, you know what, this is an app that, you know, it's one thing to say this is an app that a black man created. It's another thing to hear the story behind why a black man created that. And I'm hoping that when people see this interview, they'll embrace it and they'll be like, you know what? Now I know the story behind where this is coming from. I need to sign up for BePerk.
Yeah,
right. Exactly. So
I hope so, man.
That's what's up, man.
I hope so.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Give us your social media and how people get in contact with you.
My social media is BePerk. It's Blondie Baruti. You know, Blondie Baruti. That's the only social media that I'm using the most right now. So find me on BePerk and
That's right. Promote yourself, baby. That's right. BePerk all day.
Yeah, all day. You know. It's a BLONDY, B as a boy, A as an apple, RUTI. Blondie Baruti. Yeah.
Blondie Baruti.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Salute. Thank you for appearing on No Ideas Original.
Thank you very much. Sorry about the last couple of days. It's been so crazy. You know, trying to answer email, trying to, reply to DMs. And it's like, okay, but I know on Friday, I told my boys, you guys go out. Guys go
right.
out.
That's right. I got to focus.
I got an interview. I got to focus. I got to do, this interview. So I'm very, very thankful for you guys having me here. And I'm very, very thankful.
I'm appreciative, man.
And then I hope BePerk will represent a voice to the Black community. Like, we can do more than just playing sports, music, drugs, entertain people. We are creators. We are inventors of things. We are CEOs. We can do it all. So this is our time. This is our moment, to show to the world that we are united, and hopefully my people will get behind me. And then, if my people get behind this app, everyone else will follow.
But listen, man, make it available for Samsung, and I'm with you, bro.
Hey, give me a few more weeks, man.
Got you,
Give me a few more weeks. Less than 2 months, you're gonna have it. Less than 2 months,
you're gonna have a lot of Samsung users because I'm gonna send it to everybody. I'm telling you.
Man, Samsung people are angry right now. We getting DM. He's like, the hell, man?
Before the shot, like, Chanel, how can I even have an interview with the dude? I can't even get the phone. I can't.
I know. I get that. In less than 2 months, you'll be out there. So
I know it's coming, brother. I feel it, man. I know it's coming, man. I know it's coming. So.
Less than a couple months, the developers said they really put a lot of work into it.
That's right.
So yeah.